Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. This time around, Gears 5, the Versus Tech Test for the Xbox One and PC. Now, I preface this first impressions with the knowledge and the fact that I have never been a great Gears of War player, especially when it comes to multiplayer online. I was excited to use the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass to get early access in the tech test demo, and after downloading the 10 gigabyte file, I was faced with a problem and issue that a lot of players were on the first day, and that was the full servers and being unable to play the game. Eventually I was able to enter boot camp mode, which is this 20-minute or so training tutorial to get you acclimated or reacclimated to the gameplay. Gears 5 feels and plays just like Gears 1 and 2 before, but a lot more fluid and a lot less stiff compared to the original iterations, the more praised and heralded iterations in the Gears franchise. You get 3 subcategories across 2 main categories. You have arcade versus, which is essentially team deathmatch, and then you have ranked, which has King of the Hill mode and escalation mode. Now, of course, in arcade mode, you're matched up with a variety of players. It doesn't matter your skills or your rankings. You're just placed into a room with up to 9 different people to have a 5-on-5 battle across the 2 maps available. One being the training map that you had to go through the boot camp scenario with, and one being the district. That is actually pretty fancy looking on first glance, is not afflicted by war or a battle that's about to occur. As seen in previous Gears of War games, during multiplayer, the more kills you get, the availability of specific weapons to purchase mid-game are available. And in this game, you actually have the ability to purchase randomized weapons in the middle of a battle. For me, I chose a randomized weapon and got the Mulcher, which was absolutely incredible, which is pretty much a Gatling gun. And being able to just slaughter enemies was pretty impressive, I must say. It was very fun. King of the Hill mode is essentially capture the territory. You have a spot that, as the timer runs out, will dish out points as long as someone has captured that area. And then when that timer runs out in that area, another spot opens up that you have to capture. It can be very difficult, it can be very harrowing, it's a really fun mode. Escalation mode, however, I did not really care for that much. Escalation mode is another capture the zone type of mode, but instead of having 1 zone at a time to capture, there are 3 zones. And if a team captures all 3 zones at one time, the round is over. And it's a best of 7 series. So escalation mode is made with a more quick-minded approach, where you're trying to run and gun as fast as possible, obliterate enemies and adversaries, and hurry up and get those spots before someone else can. And for me, it's not very fun because I think I'm a little bit of a slow starter when it comes to these type of games. I have to kind of get into a groove, and once I get into that groove, I can do well. But if I'm not, as with escalation mode and kind of taking in, taking out, taking in, taking out, I don't have the opportunity to really get into my groove. Another interesting aspect of escalation mode is the fact that each team captain allows to put down 1 drop. It could be special ammo or weapons in between rounds that will load out for the next round. Connectivity wise, I really didn't have any issues. After that first day of being stuck with the message of the servers being full, I was able to get into arcade and ranked mode the next day and didn't have one game that disconnected. I didn't have any real connectivity issues other than the fact that it couldn't connect to the server sometimes to showcase the rewards. But in terms of actual gameplay, in terms of actual moment-to-moment connectivity, no issues, no real lag, no real disconnects, nothing. It was pretty flawless, which is shocking considering this is a stress test for the servers. There are also some customization features beyond just the loadout, but we're not really privy to a lot of that just now because of, this being simply a test. So they didn't put a whole bunch of stuff in there just yet. Overall, I think that as someone who's not the biggest Gears of War player, both offline and online, who pretty much just plays through the campaign and a little bit of multiplayer and then moves on. This does have me very excited about what Gears 5 has to offer. From a gameplay perspective, it was really good, it was really fun, it was really intuitive. It's just some little things here and there I gotta get used to on my own. I'm excited to see what other modes online that the game has to offer when the full game releases. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. Gears 5 versus Tech Test for the Xbox One and PC. Now if you don't mind, I have to sharpen my blades, because if I have to, I will saw someone in half. And of course, when I get into a chainsaw duel and lose, I'll have no choice but to shout, "Oh Lordy!"